This is a Terminator Cobra 03. They quit it, SVT, Special Vehicle Team, Ford Motor Company. But this is the pretty much most desirable old Mustang in the new wave that there is. These 2 years of this car, it's called a Terminator. Ford did not call it the Terminator. The people started calling it the Terminator. It's about 400 horse. It's the 4.6 supercharged. Ford had their own supercharger for it. The supercharger on this thing is an Eaton. It's not a Kenny Bell, it's not a Whipple. You know, if you looked at the Shelby videos we did, the GT500 has Whipple on them. This is an Eaton SuperCharger, which is more of a commercial company. But for some reason, this car is the car that everybody wants. I'm gonna sell it. I'm not gonna sell it this minute. I'm gonna sell it in a little bit. Out of all the cars that are like accumulating in value in the collection here, this one is like doing its job. This is an investment car. This is a car that's gonna go north from here in price. This one's got 5,000 miles on it. Came from that Alabama car find that I bought from Trammell that you guys seen. But this baby's pure as the driven snow, man. I mean, 5,000 original. For you Mustang geeks out there, you Ford queers, y'all can comment up and tell us what we're looking at. I know enough to be dangerous. I know what they're worth, but I think this is a car that will wind up bringing a huge amount of money 10 years from now. Right now it's big money, but I think the huge money is coming for this one. It's kind of like that BMW M1 I bought just a minute ago. I just bought a 1980 BMW M1, and that's another car that's going up in value. Let's look underneath it. So here we are, we're looking at an 03 Mustang Cobra at the W6 Ranch. This is the GMTV garage here in the middle of nowhere. When I say nowhere, I mean we're out here like at DEFCON 5. But this is a Terminator Stang, and this is our version of Coffee Talk. Good morning, Keith. Where's your coffee? You already had 72 cups?
At least.
At least. See, this is what I love about like 5,000 miles. This thing has, look, it has zero wear on it. There's a little dust, but all the factory marks are here. And I mean, it's just new. Everything's just new. Looks like they might have bumped something when they were coming through, but no big deal. Everything's original. The rails, the unibody, it's just brand ass new. Yeah, this is a good example. This car, you know, there's 900 mile ones and 100 mile ones out there, but this car is gonna get up in the wind. Whenever we get ready to sell it, this car might be the money maker of the group, actually. I love selling things to the next guy and he can make a profit with it, because that means he'll come back for more. Confucius say, fast pay equals longtime friend. See these factory marks right here, paint. We showed this on that 454 SS, it's got 19 miles on it. Same kind of stuff, the bushings are brand new. This one could be cleaned a little bit, we'll clean it some. In 03, I think there were 8,300 of these coupes made and like 7,000 convertibles. The coupes are worth 20 to 25% more than the convertibles, which is odd, but it's true. And when you go through the Fox bodies on the Mustangs, it's the same thing. I argue with people all the time about their old Mustang GT. It's a convertible, ice baby, but that's not what they want. They want the hardtop. Porsches, same thing. The Porsche queers, the Ford queers, the BMW queers, they want hardtops in their sports cars. Get that through your head. If you're learning anything here today, know that in a true badass, bad to the bone sports car, a hardtop is worth more than a convertible. Unless it's a Hemi Cuda. That's different. But that's a whole different episode and a whole different story. Have you ever noticed, Keith, that Mustang GTs handle like shit? The old ones, you know, the ones everybody's so excited about, the 86 through 93 or whatever? Is that why?
Well, yeah.
They handle like shit because of straight ass end?
So they had to do a lot of work on them. I've had several of them. I had an 86. They had, the springs were so stiff under the back of those cars that if you was on a slick road like today, and you're coming around a corner on the interstate and you hit a bump,
yep,
it would loop-de-loop. By the time they got around to like 92, 93, they softened the springs up, and they didn't do that no more. But this is way better. But it's kind of crude how they did this.
Why?
Because the whole thing is mounted into certain places that are in. You can take this whole thing out and put it in a Fox body Mustang.
Okay.
Because the lower bracket, this big bracket here, bolts into where the lower control arms are. Where the upper control arms were are still there. And then they bolt up here to where,
Right.
like your quad bars that were in the early cars went right up there, and they're there in all the cars. This bracketry here is added, but it's kind of crazy. I mean,
What did they change in this body versus on the front side suspension versus the Fox bodies?
this is just, it's literally a Fox body, so everything can be interchanged as far in a lot of ways.
Educate me on Fox body, because when I think Fox body, I think that first gen 5.0. I thought they changed the name. Is this still a Fox body?
No, this is called this car everybody would call a new edge.
Okay.
But this chassis, the basic chassis underneath started with what they call a SN.
SN95. That's what I was saying earlier. That's what. So that is the next rendition. Now the Fox bodies, I always called them V8 strapped on a skateboard, because they had so many horses and they just couldn't handle them that well. They couldn't handle them as well as the Camaros, the IROCs, in my opinion. They couldn't corner like the IROCs, in my opinion. But everybody loved them.
Would outrun them.
They'd outrun them. Right. I loved them. I wanted one. I wanted to trade my K5N on one, and my dad said, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. I bought you that car. You think you own that car? You don't own that car. And when you go to get rid of it and get a Mustang, you'll realize who owns that car, because it ain't you, boy, it's me. And he said, you ain't dying on a Mustang GT on my watch. And shortly after that, I had a friend that died in a Mustang GT. That's an uplifting story. Nothing like death to make your morning. I'm John Clay Wolfe, CEO of givemethevin.com. Get it? GMTV. Right here, click it if you want to sell your car, because I love buying cars. I love buying cars, all of them. Big ones, little ones, short ones, fat ones, tall ones, skinny ones. I love buying cars. Like and subscribe right here if you want to be updated with the next episode.